Everybody wants their loan to close as fast as possible. Whether it's a refinance or a purchase, time is the most valuable commodity for all of us. In order to drive the best outcome around that, you've got to sort of break it into pieces in terms of what's involved. So I would say categorically, you would want to consider being able to control the things that you as a consumer can control, the decision that you make on where you get your mortgage from, what your provider's capabilities and processes are from an efficiency standpoint, and the quality of the personal advisor or banker that works with you to shepherd you through the process. So if you look at each factor, one of the things that you can do to get to a faster outcome is get yourself prepared on the things that you can control from the very beginning. The mortgage application and approval process has a variety of layers, and there will always be very specific documentation that's required. So one of the things that you can do to help drive better outcomes around this process is have all of your documentation ready and complete in advance. A good advisor will give you a list prior to the start of your application that should be able to tell you exactly what it is that you'll need to have put together. It's generally wrapped around bank statements, W-2s, check stubs, investment statements, and so on. The key here is get all of that information. Realize that the process will require that you have all of the information. So if there are 10 items and you have 9 items, and the 9 out of the 10 items are completely perfect, but the 10th item is missing, in essence, it's the same thing as not having any of the items because it's going to stop the whole process. You also want to select your provider very carefully. There are a lot of layers involved in the mortgage application and approval process. The idea is to eliminate everything but those layers that are absolutely required. You can help yourself by making a good choice in terms of who you select as your mortgage provider. If you select a mortgage broker, that mortgage broker is ultimately going to have to take you through their process. Then they're going to have to take all of your documentation and your loan application information and then take it back to the ultimate lender to have them take it through their process and then communicate back and forth to you with a bunch of different layers in that process. We approach this opportunity at PrivatePlus in a variety of ways. In almost every case, we serve as the actual lender. So this allows us to provide some really good resources to our consumers. We're able to use our own underwriters. We're able to develop our own processes. We're able to make our own approval decisions, and we fund our loans with our own money. This, by and large, eliminates many of the layers that are involved with having to go to an outside third party to be able to get your loan completed on time. In addition to those capabilities and processes, all of our resources and all of our staff are located right here under one roof in our headquarters. This gives us the opportunity to have very consistent and very efficient communications. If there's a question on a loan file, all your originator and advisor have to do is come over and talk with the processor, the underwriter, the post-closer. Decisions can be made on the spot. Communication is fast and seamless. All of this wrapped together gives you a very efficient and fast process. So choosing your mortgage advisor is just as important as deciding where you're going to get your mortgage from. The main reason for this is because there are so many layers in the process, subject matter expertise and a service orientation really go a long way. At PrivatePlus, the majority of our advisors have been in the business for over 15 years. They've got very deep and very broad subject matter expertise. They have all closed thousands of loan transactions during that time. And I would tell you that the best way that we measure the quality of our advisors and the consumer experience they produce is that the vast majority of their business is either repeat clients or referral clients. And I really do think that the consumer experience ultimately is what drives that. That's the best way to measure how effective our folks are.